Now, by popular demand, I'm going to show you how to composite different components to make a more fancy graph with multiple components. And this is particularly relevant to landmark studies. Okay, so I normally do this in Illustrator, but Illustrator is under license. You can get it on Apps Anywhere on campus, but if you're working at home, you probably need to use the 3 version, which is Inkscape, and it's got all the usability, but I'm not as familiar with it, so we might have a few stutters and starts. So I've opened an Inkscape document, I've saved it as an example. I'm going to File, Import, and the first thing I've got to do is I've got to navigate to the saved components. Okay, so I've exported the SVG files for my components. So E1, okay, so E1 is my first component, so let's drag that into there, and make that a bit bigger. Okay, so that's my first component. All right, let's get rid of some of that writing. We don't need. Okay, right. We also don't need the, I don't think we really need the box. So, not looking bad. Still a little bit messy. There's more that we can do to tidy that up in a minute, but it's the start. So, import, and I have to remember again what I called them. I think it was PC 1 minus, that one. Okay. Let's bring that in. There we go. So this was the minus example. So I brought that in here. And so these are the principal components. Import. What was it? PC1 a positive for the positive value. Okay. All right. There we go. Now, if you're worrying about how I did that, I was in past, okay? I'd used geometry, landmarks 2D, principal components, and there's my scatter plot, which you've just seen, graph settings, save as, and I gave it a title. And I did the same for the deformations. You've got to have the SVG. And SGV is a scalable vector graphic. Okay, so that's how we ended up bringing those in. And at this point, oh, they're tiny little icons, aren't they? There we go. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. So what can I do to tidy it up? Well, first of all, you know, getting rid of some of these overlaps is quite important. So let's just get rid of that one. Maybe that one 0.4. 0.5 is the key one. I probably don't need to go all the way out here. Okay, so I could have that here and that here. That's not looking bad. So let's, okay, so effectively I've begun to be able to make this work as a graph. So I now need to put some writing on it. Create and edit text. So what's that? So that is PC1 equals to 0.05, which is that point. So it's showing the shape at that point. Okay, that's all very big writing, isn't it? So typically, what do I want? I don't want 30. 12 probably is probably. I don't want that. Let's have something like Arial. There we go. Arial. Arial is my go-to font. It's the one that is most readable. And then, so that's still PC1 equals minus 0.05. Okay, so again, let's get that down to, come on. Come on, that's it. And then let's change that to Arial. And then what did we have that? We had it 12, I think it was 12. There we go. And then that little sign. There we go. Try and move it. There we go. Okay, so that would be 1 point. Basically, make sure that I label what is PC1. Its principal component, PC1, is that. So, okay, let's just move it down a bit. And then I could adjust the writing, okay. I'm having a bit of trouble with this and the cursor, but I think it's more my clumsiness than anything. Arial, and then I'll have it a bit bigger this time. What should we have it? 14 maybe, and I think this should allow me to make bold. Okay, and that would be good. Okay, so I'm using the okay, so and then file save. So I'm compositing. Let's save my example. Okay, right. So that's how you would build a composite graph in this way.